Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to completely flip the script on what physical education actually means. We'll unpack the history, the true core objectives, and the modern evolution of a topic you probably think you already know inside out. Let's get right into it. So, be honest for a second. When you hear the words physical education, what instantly pops into your head? Are you picturing endless laps around a track, or maybe a super chaotic game of dodgeball in a squeaky high school gym? For a lot of us, that's pretty much it. But what if I told you the true concept goes infinitely deeper than just breaking a sweat? Here is our roadmap for today. First, redefining physical education. Second, aim and core objectives. Third, evolution in India. And fourth, modern fitness initiatives. All right, Section 1, redefining physical education. Let's bust some myths and look at what this term actually means. If we break it down to its absolute basics, the word physical literally means the body, right? And education is all about the modification of behavior. When you smash those two concepts together, a much clearer picture starts to emerge. Putting those pieces together gives us our baseline definition. Basically, it's achieving true education through the medium of physical activities. It's not just about moving around aimlessly to burn off energy. It is a deliberate, calculated process where physical activity is literally just the vehicle for learning.
Now, you might think of this as a totally modern school concept, but it actually dates back thousands of years. The foundation was laid in ancient Greece by guys you've definitely heard of: Socrates, Aristotle, Plato. They were huge advocates for youth physical training. Back then, fitness was literally a matter of survival, but they also understood something absolutely crucial. A sharp mind requires a highly capable body to house it.
To anchor that history in modern thought, let's look at a quote from expert Charles A. Boucher. He said, "PE is an integral part of the total education process, aiming to develop physically, mentally, emotionally, and socially fit citizens." What's really fascinating here is the sheer number of adverbs he uses: physical, mental, emotional, social. It perfectly captures how multifaceted this whole thing really is. Moving right along to Section 2, aim and core objectives. Let's talk about achieving all-round development. That ultimate goal of all-round development, it's basically held up by 5 distinct pillars: physical, mental, social, emotional, and spiritual. Every single one of these plays a massive role in the bigger picture. Let's start with the physical pillar. When we get moving, it profoundly impacts our internal machinery: blood circulation, the respiratory system, muscles. Things like running pump up your heart rate, make your systems robust, and act as literal armor against severe diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, and arthritis. It's the baseline protection for your body. Okay, on to the second pillar. Think of mental development in PE as watering your brain like a plant. It's way more than just counting reps. It's about staying incredibly sharp. Players have to memorize complex rules, read body language, and make split-second, high-pressure decisions mid-game. All that cognitive engagement actually sharpens the brain and drastically drops overall stress levels. Then there's the third pillar, social development. Sports have this totally unique magic to bring people from completely different backgrounds together on one platform. You learn skills you'll use everywhere: cooperation, mutual support, respect, good sportsmanship. Honestly, these are the exact building blocks you need for a healthy, cohesive society.
Fourth up is emotional development. Look, we all deal with intense emotions, joy and hope, sure, but also jealousy, despair, and fear. The sports field is basically a safe laboratory to test drive and manage those feelings. Because if we don't learn to control a jealous rage or anger after a bad loss on the field, that's going to spill over into everyday life. PE is literally real-time emotional regulation.
Finally, we hit the fifth pillar, the spiritual objective. Now, this isn't necessarily about religion. It's really about giving yourself the quiet time to process your experiences. Taking a breather after an intense workout or a crazy match lets you build a positive mindset and just focus on your own inner peace and personal progression. All right, Section 3, evolution in India. Let's see how this played out on a national scale post-independence. Looking at this timeline, we see massive, game-changing leaps in how India prioritized PE. In 1961, the National Institute of Sports popped up. But the real catalyst was the 1982 Asian Games. That directly triggered the formation of the Sports Authority of India, or SAI, in 1984 to manage facilities and rapidly boost national standards. Right after that, the 1986 National Policy of Education made it official, integrating sports directly into academics. Which brings us to Section 4, Modern Fitness Initiatives. Let's look at how we view all of this today. A perfect example happening right now is the Khelo India program. This initiative is going all in on those holistic pillars we just talked about. It's actively elevating indigenous sports in rural and tribal areas, making sure they get the spotlight. It's pushing for higher standards in school and college sports. Plus, they're running a massive national physical fitness drive to actively monitor the health of kids aged 10 to 18. It's all about building a highly capable next generation. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a thought. We've seen that physical education is so much more than running laps. It is a full-blown blueprint for physical, mental, social, emotional, and spiritual growth. So looking at your own life, how are you going to integrate these 5 pillars into your daily routine starting right now? Something to chew on. Thanks for hanging out and keep learning.